All power to the people. Peace. Some of you have asked me why I, a black and very vocal pro-Palestinian advocate with a large platform, about 1 million followers across apps, has only had but one word to say in regards to black people flipping the script on Palestinians after the election. Nah. Well, in the words of my guy, Domo Draper,
there seems to be a misunderstanding happening here, and I'd like to take this opportunity to clear the air.
I say my guy, Domo Draper, but the fact is, I don't actually know Domo Draper. And that fact is going to be integral to what I'm about to say. But first, as for black people flipping the script on Palestinians after the election, well, let's be clear. Black people are not a monolith. Only some black people have flipped the script, or have they? Let's go back to pre-October 7th, where many people just didn't talk about the Palestinian plight because, well, they didn't know it existed. Then came October 7th, and many people didn't want to talk about it because they didn't want to seem like they were in support of the attack itself. Then as the Israeli onslaught began, people didn't want to talk about it because they didn't know enough about it. And as the onslaught continued, Joe Biden decided to kneecap Kamala Harris by running for re-election, going against his one-term promise when he won the election in 2020. So then folk didn't want to talk about the Palestinian plight because they didn't want to undermine the Biden-Harris administration versus Trump. And as the G side started to ramp up and become an albatross for Joe Biden, and his poll numbers tanked, Biden decided to throw Kamala off the glass cliff and drop out altogether, with just 100 days to cobble together a successful presidential campaign against a cult leader who had a 3.5-year head start. So then the excuse was you don't want to talk about Palestinians because, well, that would undermine Kamala's bid for president. It was even taboo to press Kamala to talk about it because, well, Trump would be worse, and harm reduction. Finally, in the 11th hour, Kamala paid lip service to the Palestinian plight.
And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza.
The Biden-Harris administration even gave terms to Israel that if they didn't straighten up and fly right in 30 days, there might even be an arms embargo. Well, not at all surprisingly, Kamala lost the election. So now some of y'all don't want to talk about the Palestinian plight because the Arab Muslim American vote didn't go your way. Y'all mad they had mixed emotions about voting for their persecutor, despite the fact that no directly impacted Palestinian had a vote. Meanwhile, not only did the Biden-Harris administration not do nary a thing about Israel not meeting the 30-day humanitarian deadline that they set. To the contrary, Joe Biden invited the Israeli president over to play footsie and even talked greasy to a reporter for asking him,
President Biden, do you think that you can get a hostage deal by the end of your term?
I think you can hit the head by the camera behind you.
a photo shoot with Donald Trump.
Former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Welcome. Welcome back.
And Kamala's MIA about her campaign promise being disregarded by Israel. But I digress. How do I feel about these people supposedly rescinding the support that they never gave in the first place? I don't care. I don't care. Let the door hit you with a good Lord split you. When I check y'all old posts, I didn't see any pro-Palestinian content anyway. What are you gonna do? What, y'all gonna stop putting little Palestinian flags and watermelons next to your name on social media? But what does any of this have to do with Domo Draper, my guy who has 1.2 million followers on TikTok alone? Well, you see, Domo Draper had a problem. He was a black creator on a popular app with a large platform. And there was a general expectation among the woke crowd that persons in his position should speak up against the G side of Palestinians. And up to that point, Domo hadn't done so until Domo Draper was inspired to speak up for Palestinians. And in his post saying that he would do so going forward, he listed yours truly as one of the creators who inspired him to do so.
I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name because I'm gonna just embarrass myself. But it's the guy that's always doing this. Peace. We out here.
But remember, I don't know Domo Draper. I've never had so much as a DM exchange with him. We've never spoken offline. I simply shared my perspectives and Domo did the rest on his own, without me naming, shaming, or blaming him once. Domo did the right thing simply because it was the right thing to do. So how do I feel about some people who happen to be black? Out of spite,
Black folks, take y'all back to Starbucks.
Deciding that they're going to buy coffee from a place that writes monkey on black women's cups and call the police on black male customers who try to use their restroom and contribute to the gentrification of black communities. Do your thing and pray your thing don't do you. I'll still ride for you anyway because it's the right thing to do. We out here.